All right, I want to talk about what I've learned about. Let me make this a little bit bigger. What I've learned about friendship. I would say something pretty important. You know, having friends, a group of people that care about you and that you have been through challenges, trials, funny, good times. Pretty important. I remember reading one time that in the old times people would go to war with their friends. You know, in the American military, I have a friend that he said that you know it was we fight for our country, but it's like that doesn't really mean anything when you're at war. It's like you're what really matters is you're really fighting for your friends, your friendship, your buddies, your people that you're there with. So just want to talk about lessons I've learned about friends, friendships. I feel like the older you get, you begin to lose friends, and this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Remember back in high school, I had several friends. I would say I had a close circle of, I think, like 5, 6, 7 friends. Um, but throughout, I guess, the time, you know, people move on. And I had a couple friends that went to the military, to be exact, the army. And that was awesome. I got to see them post some interesting videos, pictures of them, meeting new friends and going new places. But one of the things I learned in friendship is that people move on. People start families, right? That's pretty important. People start families. People move on to college. And I never had a really big circle of friends. I always had like a close, tight friends. And I think one of the biggest mistakes I've done is maybe not making enough friends, probably. I think throughout the years, I've been down to even one friend, 2 friends maybe, or just hanging out with family members. So this becomes a problem, honestly, because I'm basically going through this right now. So this is a lesson, running lesson right now for me. And it's something that for me to probably learn. I've thought about it and like, how can I fix this? And when you depend on, just one person for your friendship, where you could talk to, FaceTime, play video games when you have a spare time, go eat with this person, but this person, I don't know, eventually makes another friend, or they get a girlfriend, or whatever happens. This person basically starts thinking about this other person. So, what usually tends to happen is that they start making space and putting you to the side. get a little sad, a little resentful, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Like, why is this person no longer answering my friend text message? I thought we were chill. I thought we were friends. But you know, the problem wasn't that they're not no longer your friend. Maybe they're still chill, but they, have another friend or they talking to. They have other stuff going on, college, school, sports, whatever, and work. So like, they no longer have too much time to give you because they're spending that time with that person. So it's cool. But I'm like, what's the solution here? Like, should I text them more, like, or tell them, hey, what's going on? Like, I thought we were friends. The problem is that you didn't make enough friends or didn't have a wide enough circle of friends or maybe acquaintances. And I recently started to learn this, that you should have, I don't know, not like you really have close friends, but you have different friends in different areas. Maybe I have friends that are musicians. I love music. Musicians. I have friends that maybe are pilots now, stuff that I started to do now. There was a time where I only had friends that were musicians. I would go down to New Jersey, play to services, spend all my time with them. But then eventually, this has happened to me, I guess, in the past, now that I think about it, pretty commonly, where eventually, I don't know, you get busy with life. People get busy with life. They move on. They get married. They move. They go to a different job, etc. And that's happened to me. My friends that were musicians, people that go to church, etc. They moved on. We stopped, accepting or stopped going to services that they would involve us, and then eventually people move on. And I haven't spoken to these people, but I think I'm still friends with them. Once in a while, I'll text them here or there. We just, kind of stop talking, whatever. But, you know, having different friends that are musicians, that maybe people that go to church, that love God, if that's something you're into. Maybe you have a buddy that likes video games. A couple months ago, I'm not playing video games right now. A couple months ago, I got interested in playing Call of Duty video games. Call of Duty Zombies, and I kind of got a little addicted to that. Pretty cool, killing zombies, learning new guns and stuff like that. And I think that's when you build a group of friends with different interests. They serve different purposes in your life. Maybe you even have a friend that likes going to the gym. Right? It's like whatever interests you. That's like a big thing. Like I gotta talk about is like what interests you. Like that's where I started. I was like, how can I make new friends? Like I don't want to depend on just one person or two people. Like when they're busy, when they're working, when they're doing whatever, they start a new family. Like that happened to me a while back. One of my good friends got married. He's happily married. We used to hang out all the time. And he got married. So it's cool. I went to his wedding. I was part of his groomsmen. His wife. They're happy. And they got married. It's cool. I'm happy for them. But then we stopped talking. But it was not because we're no longer friends. It's like they're in love. XOXO, like little hearts here. He's gonna put all his attention in her now. Like that's just normal. Just I didn't know it at the time. Um, you know, but something you learn when you start, kind of, I guess, growing up a bit in high school. You got a lot of friends. And I remember watching this in a podcast a while back. Like in high school, you got a lot of friends, right? But it's, and but it's because you're in school 8 hours, right? Every single day, or at least 5 times a week. So it's like, bro, no wonder you're gonna make friends there. But then eventually, we graduate. Congratulations, congrats, you made it. And then people just move on. People go either to college or maybe they go to work. That was one of the things I did. After high school, I was like, college is not really for me. I'm going to go and work. I got my security license and I went straight to the workforce. Went to work for a casino. And then I did that for a while. Made friends there. Maybe co-workers. I don't know if they're really friends or co-workers, but eventually, there's always, you make your group of circles, people that I guess you actually get along with, that they're no longer just co-workers. They're like friends. Go out with them to eat, maybe watch a movie, hang out. People that you actually appreciate, like, okay, this person is pretty chill. So those are the type of people like I like to hang out with. So that's kind of like my lesson I learned. Like, it's okay. You're gonna gain friends, you're gonna lose friends. And I think that's like normal in life. Lose, gain. It's like a cycle we all go through. People move on, they go to college, they go to the workforce, people start families. And honestly, the solution is, you know, not to only have one friend. When you only have one friend, that becomes a problem. And the reason is, once they, I don't know, move on, start a family, whatever the case is, it's like you're back again. So something I've been trying out is now having different friends in different areas. I'm not going to only have musician friends. I'm going to maybe add friends that are interested in, becoming pilots, are pilots. But to be more social, I'm going to actually talk. That's one of the problems that has happened to me, is that I'm a pretty quiet person. I like talking on stuff that interests me. But as you get older and you lose friends or people are too busy and whatever, you actually have to try more harder to communicate, be more social, and make more friends. So that is the solution. Have more friends. Make more friends, different areas. Don't only depend on one person. And just ask yourself, what kind of things am I interested in? And whatever you're interested in, you make a list of like, hey, I'm interested in ... And then you want to make your friendship around those kind of things. In my case, it was musicianship, pilot, God, video games, gym. And that's kind of has always helped me. So hopefully this helps. And I will see you soon.